this bathroom door has a broken rim lock, so nothing works on it at all. See, even the snip, privacy snip, is broken. So this is a bathroom, needs privacy. I've got painted over screws here, here and here. So I am just going to be changing this for this one. So this doesn't get used, the door sits like this. This has never been used, it's painted and seized up. It works, I just need to get it off. First job, I need to remove that grub screw. Get the handle off. Now the Stanley knife, I need to trim around the whole lock, tight up to the body of it. We'll also need to trim this face as well. Starting on what was obviously looking like the actual rim lock itself, just create a couple of lines, the paint will fracture off, you can find the edge and just score down, again top and bottom. Now I'm just cleaning out the screws. I've got one more to do here. A small hammer and this handy little screwdriver. The shaft of the screwdriver runs right to the top, and then obviously it's got a small extension bar running through, which that's really good for working with stuff like this. So make sure the tip, the end of this is sharp. The extension bar, I'll be tapping and rotating at the same time. Okay, that's that one freed up. Gently, don't force it, these can break. That one's freed up enough, I'll move on to this one. That's that one freed up. If you haven't got one of those, then you could try an impact driver. A little bit more brutal, but does work. I expected these to be worse with it being the bathroom. So all that shocking through the screws and the body should have freed this up a lot more. If not, with a block of wood and your hammer, just tease it a little bit. The last one coming out. I'll be able to reuse that. Again, tapping it, because any damage may occur around this area on the woodwork. So just gently. Okay, it's starting to come away. Good. It's not split out. One screw. We'll have a look inside this after. There's something unique about the smell of old timber. Right, so that one from downstairs came off really easy. Obviously it's all same dimensions, so that's going to sit in there nice. Just need to clean this up. Get the thumb latch working, this lock, and I'll have a look inside the other one. Took this one apart. This is the broken one. Now you can see the thumb latch there that was snapped. The rest of the mechanism here, that's fine. The spring inside that's broke. So just a quick weigh it up. Generally it's going to sit. Something like that. So it's something like that. Two ends here, sitting round and back into there, I guess. I'll undo this one and it'll just be easier to clean and free this up. One screw. Just carefully just tease that. Right, okay. So, wrong. That's where it's sitting. Oh, another piece of loose metal. I don't know where that's from. Okay, relatively easy. That will come off quite easy, that paint will. I think I'll take this apart and just give it a little bit of a grease and give it a full clean up. That's come from somewhere. It was sat here. It must be to do with this. Must be to do with this. This piece of metal that was floating around here. Before I opened this, undone it, that small disc of brass, the head of a rivet, fell out. I wonder where that come from. On this side is the other part of the rivet. So this piece of metal sat on top and did sit over that thumb latch. Snip. So it would have sat like that, and the thumb latch just holds it in place. So I may be able to clean that out and rivet that back on. That's something else. So I've got some lubricating spray. Just get this cleaned up. Just help loosen up any dirt. That's everything degreased. I've just got to clean this lot. I've got one setup for a good working lock for upstairs in the bathroom. This one I can leave down on the other door, and then over time I'll be able to address a lot of this. But again, this other piece is a snapped part. This for the thumb snip on this one, the piece left on. So I'd have to sort one of those out for this one, as well as this and this. These two now, the paint on there, I'll put these into a bucket or bowl of boiling water and just leave those in there for a few minutes. This, I need to file that bit of a brass rivet, file that and knock that out, and see if I can rivet this onto here. Open this up first and pop this mandrel in this end. Okay, get this piece on first. line them up. I'll just spin this right thing and make sure that they're lined up when I do this. Every time you open that back up, it'll drop down, tightening up. Okay, but I'm left with that. So I'll just flatten that down a little bit. I'm just using my file to just tack down this rivet a bit, just so it's flush, level with this side. That's sit against the door. I could have tried putting it the other way, but it could impede with what's going on here with this thumb snip. So it will sit this side. So definitely don't want anything impeding. That's okay. And then don't forget, just empty that gun. This has been sitting in boiling water. You notice how it's softened that paint up. It's literally coming off with the thumbnail. So I'll get a scraper onto that and I'll start to take it off. Put this one back in the boiling water as it cools, take the other one out and start working on that. Just remove all that. It should come off quite easy because chances are there'll be grease and dirt here. This won't necessarily have been cleaned before it's been painted. As it cools, change over. I'll just keep on going with these. They'll soon come off. Any of these awkward bits, just use a rounded edge. Get right in there. That's an old rounded screwdriver, not sharp on the edges, perfect for this. So then now, wire brush and give this a thorough good rubbing down. Either wire wool, wire brush, steel brush on a wheel, on a drill, and just clean all this up. Get it looking like this. A little bit of copper grease, I can just put this together now. Don't need a lot of this at all, just a touch here and there. Just help keep it sliding. Again, brass, so I'm not going to go anywhere near that brass. Just put a little bit on this back edge. That sits against here. And just a touch. Actually, before I put this in, I'm going to soak this in a bit of this GT85. That'll just help prevent that rusting. Okay, so if I just hold my thumb on there, get this handle, so that's that mechanism sorted out. Well, this I'm just going to put in dry, again brass. Put it in the right way. Now then, I'll put a little bit on the back here, but then that's it. Now I can assemble this. But before I do, just a quick look. This was holding this. I'll show you how it works, but I'll get this back together. Thumb in the middle, just draw that back, get it in position. Just check that that's right. Pop the screw in. Had the wrong screw then. Make sure if you're taking this apart, screws, back plate and this face match, because these will be handmade, nothing will line up. So if I was to try using this on here, chances are this isn't going to fit. Don't murder it. That's tight enough there now. So have you noticed how this thumb snip, how it locks in position there? So that's what that small spring is inside here for. Well, the other one, cleaned up the same, and then this has been coated up using the zinc phosphate primer. That's pretty straightforward now. Just a light key and you can build up your layers of paint. Finish that, assemble it. This one I want to wax. Now I've got the spindle in, handle. I can just apply a light coat of wax. cloth, just wipe that back. I've just put this into position and I need to touch up the woodwork just around the edge. So cutting out will prevent it fracturing a lot, but undoubtedly with these old doors, then the paintwork will be very brittle, so it may just crack a bit. So it has done slightly, just around. So with warm 120 grit, just go around these edges, following the grain. This edge as well. Not as bad here. So I'm just taking away any loose. Don't necessarily have to feather it back, because that's literally where this plate will be sitting. Again, it's just neaten it up, get rid of any loose, because I need to touch up the bare bits. Right, so dust off, and I can get some bin primer opened. That's okay. Just touch up these edges, feathering it. That won't take long to dry, about half an hour. I'll leave that now and then give it a light sand. When it's dry, give it a light sand. This is 180. One. Dust off, and then we're ready to get some paint on. First coat of satin paint going on. If it needs a second one, then it'll get one, but leave it for now, see what it looks like. I can offer that plate back up, and if there's anything that really does stand out, it'll get coated up. Other than that, that'll be okay. I've cleaned and waxed the heads of those screws as well. And now this can go back on. just this grub screw to go in. You can put them in from the bottom to hide them, just turn it upside down, but they do have a tendency to drop out. Oh, that'll be okay. So it does shut. That thumb snip, a little bit of filing, but that's okay. That'll be getting took off and done the same as well. But that's alright, no problem there. Really, these shouldn't be overpainted. They only ever get overpainted because they're not took off. So when you take them off, allow the paintwork to dry, then these are easily maintained. Just a quick look at how to remove this keep. This will be harder than removing that lock. It'll have been inserted that way in, so it needs to come this way out, otherwise you'll split the wood. So again, running all the way around all the edges internal, and literally shave the actual keep, remove the paint from the keep, making sure you do cut right into that edge there. Back edge here, literally shave the paint off, remove all that paint, and then you can get the blade down the back between the wood. A lot easier than trying to just mark it that way. Literally shave all the paint off. Okay, I've already cleaned out the screws, and as I was cleaning this top one out, half of it snapped. So I've literally got just one edge of the sphere there. So I'll show you what I'll do. Pair of pliers, grip that sort of other half moon and just rotate. Again, the shocking using the screwdriver will hopefully free these up. It shouldn't be too bad to come out. Well, luckily for me, this isn't snapping and it's coming. Get it so far and I can grip the whole lot. I'll just have a look at that. Right, just one more to take out. Same process. Using the bottom of a screwdriver, plastic. Just going to keep shocking this. Not too hard, because we don't want anything breaking. Little bit that way. Slowly coming, still a bit tight on that back edge, so a little bit more freeing up. After quite a bit of cutting back, with a good scraper, should be able to, now I'm using the palm of my hand, but if you have a piece of wood, pop it over the end and just tap it. You don't want to damage the end of this scraper at all. If you've got some type of chisel, try that, but you've got to be able to get it down between this architrave and this keep. So down to the timber, just free it up. Okay, then coming in from this side, this is a plant, so obviously this is going further then come back up, and then with the corner going in, just tack it up. So that's freed, but it is really tight in here. So again, we need to coax it a little at a time. So that's coming now. I just need to change. I can only get this so far with the scraper. Moved on to an old chisel. Just teasing it out. And then now I'm on with me bar, jerry bar, little crowbar. And just, again, I'm just teasing that. A bit of a twist. Excellent. Get sanded back. Clean that off. I'll have a spare screw in my box because I always keep anything back. So, no problem. Well, this is painted and finished, ready. While that was drying, I've cleaned this off. Now, if you notice, just on the end there, that snot of metal, I just want to file that off to match it with this end, so that when this sits in, it'll go in a lot easier. And also, it can be taken out when it's painted. Keep this clean. Possibly there from when it was cast or formed. Piece of metal that was cut off when this was finished, or like I say, from when it was cast. File off, wax it, and it can go back on. This is waxed. I can now put it back in. It should just slide in neatly. Oh, where are you? Just shave that off there. Not too bad. File. So now technically, every time this is painted, it really is an easy job to take out. So, matched the heads on the screws, but the only one I could find was a brass one. So that's okay, that's not too bad. I've just not cleaned it, just waxed it. So, the old screw I'll put at the top, and this brass one that I'm replacing can go at the bottom. Just a little bit more hidden. So get this on and I'll strip that knob. So the knob on this side of the door, well, both sides, was this sort of mahogany look, which I just thought was wrong. So stripped this one and stained it and revarnished it. That's walnut stain. That's looking good. I think it suits that a bit more than that. So get this on. This looks smart now. Suits it. So if you couldn't get any springs, if you've no donor parts for this, then you can search for them on the internet, possibly find them on there, or take them to your local locksmith. You may be able to do the internal bits, clean it up first, have the internal bits done, and then wax it or spray it however you want. And then also a blacksmith may be able to form some of these pieces for you, make them up Might cost you a bit, but could be worth it. But nothing wrong with that, that's good.